Hey everybody, this is Eric here with Legacy of the Gun. We are at the Texas Gun Collectors Association show in Denton, Texas. It's just mind blowing, and I have the extreme honor. This is the Kurt House. This is such an honor to be able to do a video here with him. He is such a legacy in the world of gun collecting, especially with Colts. And he brought out a display that is just absolutely second to none. And I am so honored to have the privilege of including this on the channel. Kurt, thank you so much for talking to us. Tell me about your display. What did you bring out here and what are we looking at?
Okay, Eric, it's a real pleasure to do this. What you see here today are 20 representations of Colt, mostly single actions, of course, which Colt has the record where they were shipped. They're the only company that knows that much about their guns. Coordinated where the gun was shipped with the local leather maker that carried them. So that's why this title, Texas Leather No Man Colt, this is Colt shooting irons and the leather they wore.
That's amazing. So the gun was shipped somewhere in Texas, and then you found a holster that was manufactured in the local vicinity of where the gun shipped. And then you put these here. So these didn't come together.
Some of them actually did.
Some of them did come
Two
together.
or three out of 20.
Wow, that's really neat. But you were on the hunt. How long did this take you to put a lot of these together?
60 years collecting is what you're seeing here today. I don't get this out very often. So it's been a passion of mine for about the last 20 or 30 years to study this. It's basically a cultural geography story.
It is.
If you look at these charts right here, it tells the whole story of Texas settlement in the United States, of how Texas was settled from the east, and the saddle makers, who were the holster makers, and the gun dealers slowly moved west as the old west and frontier died out.
That makes sense.
So if you look at this, it's almost a distinct cutoff at the 98th meridian. Walter Prescott Webb in his book said, west of the 98th meridian is practical for ranching. East of the 98th meridian, you could farm. Don't try to farm out in West Texas, it's too dry. So it's kind of an interesting demography study of the settlement of Texas. So if you look at this map over here of Texas, this is where the Colt dealers were all over Texas. And if you notice, again, most of the dealers were in the eastern half of Texas. And as they moved west, the frontier was dying out. And the last outpost of lawlessness in Texas was El Paso. And amazingly, there were more Colt dealers in El Paso than any other city in there.
I see Texas. That. So that's really neat that you really took historical, not only shipping records, but manufacturing records from where the holsters were manufactured, and you paired that together with where society was gathering.
That's
where there were more communities rather than rural farmland. Yeah, it's a very interesting niche that I've never seen somebody put together. Out of all of these, what's your favorite set? Is there one that's, if you had to pick one that you really, really think is the most unusual or unique, which one would it be?
Well, this one right here, this gun was presented to Carl Kirchner, who was a sergeant at Texas Rangers, who retrieved Captain Frank Jones' body from the Mexican authorities when he was killed in June 1893. And the body laid in a hot adobe house for 3 days. Can you imagine?
I can't.
This is in summertime. And Carl Kirchner was the only guy. He said, the Mexican authorities met me halfway across the Rio Grande Bridge, and I could not find a single man to help me. And the Baylor family, which was Frank Jones, Captain Jones' in-laws, he married Helen Baylor, Baylor University.
Oh, okay.
George Wyeth Baylor had been a captain in the Texas Ranger. The Baylor family presented Carl Kirchner with that gun right before Christmas 1893, and his name is on the gun. It's all verified.
Wow. Now, was that one that you put the holster together with it, or did that come with the holster?
I put it with Austin, Texas holster, which the gun was shipped to Austin.
Yeah, that's remarkable. This is such a spectacular, and like I said, it's such an kind of an unusual and it's a niche collection.
Does that name sound
It
familiar?
does, and I wondered if this was an actual really.
It's the guy.
That's
Now,
Patton, for those of you that can't.
General George Patton. This is his 3-star general holster that he wore in World War II.
No kidding.
Yeah, and the way I got this is a strange story. The gun, which is this is an exact facsimile of the gun
Yes.
that Patton ordered and received at Shelton Payne, this company right here in El Paso, in 1916 when he was a staff officer for Pershing. They were chasing Pancho Villa.
Yeah.
This came up in an obscure auction in New Hampshire from a general who was George Patton's best friend.
Oh my goodness.
And Beatrice Patton was General Parker's children's godmother. And so this gun, the original, is in the West Point Museum. And I knew I'd never own the gun, but by golly, I own his holster.
That
And you can see pictures of Patton wearing this gun in World War II. Yeah.
That is such an amazing piece of American history. Yeah, I saw that, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because that's just kind of another neat addition to really what you've got going here. So we want to thank you so much for bringing this out. This is just a spectacular display. And again, here at Legacy of the Gun, this is the stuff that we love. Rare, unusual, obscure firearms, not just firearms, but items. Patton's holster. I mean, how awesome is that?
It's history. It's history of the United States, the whole country.
Absolutely.
It tells the story.
It's living history, and we eat and breathe it here at Legacy of the Gun. So check out our other videos. We've got a lot of really neat other content out there. Make sure you're on all of our socials. Make sure you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all kinds of really great, amazing content. Check out our other videos. And Kurt, this was great. Thank you so much. This was such an honor, and we can't wait to see what you bring out next time.